Yes, hello. Sorry, English. Hello, and and welcome to another edition of the Bocca broadcast. I have with me today Bram. Hi, Bram.
Hi.
Why are you here, Bram?
I'm here to show you guys some latte art. I'm gonna show you guys the basics of pouring a nice art.
Cool. And why are you showing us that?
I practiced a lot of latte art and apparently I'm good enough to show you guys.
Cool. Okay. When did you? Do you want to tell us something else?
Something else, yeah. I started out latte art here at Bocca. When I first arrived, I couldn't even pour a single heart. But slowly over the time, I started pouring more of them, and then I learned new patterns and more patterns, and that eventually turned out into joining a competition, and now I'm here.
Cool.
Just doing it a lot.
The competition was supposed to be in March. Do you know when it is now?
It's gonna be 11th of September, if I'm correct. If it's going to happen, of course, but we'll just have to see.
If God wills it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. We have a lot of requests for latte art tips and videos and trainings. And Bram's actually good at explaining things, so that's why I got him to do some things. He's also a lot better at latte art than me, so I thought it'd be better for everyone. And we're just going to go over some basics. So Bram, imagine you want to make some latte art at home.
Yes.
What do you need?
First of all, you need milk. You're gonna need some sort of coffee.
All right, wait, what kind of milk?
What kind of milk? Usually cow milk makes the best milk. You can also pour with oat milk or any other milk, but cow milk has the best consistency. I usually go for full fat milk. That's like the main key thing that you have to remember.
Doesn't matter which brand?
Well, there are some differences, but yeah, all full fat milk should work for the basic patterns, definitely.
Cool. Okay. And alternative milk you mentioned, is that also possible?
Yeah, definitely. You can pour with all kinds of milk. It's just that some milk have a different effect on the coffee, but you will have to find out yourself when you pour it.
Cool. Okay. So for everyone watching, hi everyone. Thank you for joining. If you have questions for Bram and myself, please don't refrain from asking them, and we'll try to make some things. In the end, Bram might even flex a little with his competition patterns. That's not basic latte art, but it's fun to look at. When doing latte art, what a lot of people ask me specifically is what is important when pouring. So Bram, when pouring, why don't you make some coffee first?
Yeah, sure.
And show you some basics. There are a couple of things that are essential, and we're going to grind some. So, and a couple of techniques that are really important, and Bram is going to go over those. Bram, what about how do you actually get foam on a cup?
How do you get foam on a cup? Well, first of all, you need a good quality foam. Yeah. I mean, if you just have liquid milk without any foam, it would just fall through the crema and nothing will show up. And if you have too much foam, it will just all lay on top of the crema and you will only see a beautiful white cloud. And the goal of latte art is having a perfect middle ground and being able to create beautiful patterns.
I mean, clouds are beautiful, but at a certain point they're hard to control. So, in terms of consistency, how would you explain what's like? So we talk a lot about thin milk and thick milk.
Yeah.
For newcomers, how would you best explain that?
It's the milk and the foam have to be mixed together, and it has to be like a slightly thicker consistency than the milk. If you have decent quality foam and you swirl it around in your pitcher, it has to sort of look like wet paint, so to say.
Cool.
That's sort of the consistency you're looking for.
Cool. And I think you're going to show us right now how that works.
Yeah, I will. I'll start steaming.
I'm going to try to put the...
Is this going to work?
Yeah.
So what you want to do, you want to make sure the steam one is on one side of the pitcher and creates a vortex going all around. And that's how we're going to stretch up the milk and basically blow in air into the milk to create foam. And that's it. It was really fast.
That's easy.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah, you can. But it still takes some practice to get it perfect. It's actually quite harder than it looks to being aware of what happens inside the pitcher. And what I'm doing now is I'm gonna separate the milk. Separate. I'm gonna pour it over into another jug.
Do you need to? You're waltzing it. Do you need to waltz it?
Yes. Waltzing is basically mixing up the milk and the foam together. I can maybe show the consistency of it in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Does this work?
It does, yeah.
This is sort of like the consistency that you're looking for.
That looks nice.
Well, I hope so.
Phil, I saw your question. I'm gonna get into that in a second.
So, once you have milk and coffee in your cup, you have to pour it. And what I'm going to show you guys first is that you need to play with height and pouring speed. What happens if I start high, the milk will fall through the crema, and if I get low with my pitcher to the crema, it will lay on top of it.
Could you show that?
Yes, I will show it to you right now. So I'm high, you see it getting brown, but no white, so I'll go down, and the white will appear. And I go up,
Ooh.
and I just pull through.
So could you like make something else if you go down?
Yeah, I can just draw lines.
Oh, fancy.
As long as I stay low enough to the crema. Basically, you're laying milk and foam on top of the crema.
Cool.
And that's the basic principle of latte art.
So when should you go down?
When should you go down? You have to get down to the surface of the coffee when you can get very close to it. Because if I start now, I can't get my pitcher close to the crema. But if I fill it up a bit, I can, and I can start creating beautiful patterns. So usually, I'd say when it's about half full, like this, you can see that the crema is really close to the edge, and I can get my pitcher really close to it, and that will create white foam.
Nice. Cool. Let's make some more coffee. And Phil, you asked, I stay with guest in the chat from Phil. Hi Phil, thank you very much for watching. But how many grams of coffee we're using?
How many grams?
How many grams are we using?
I'd say about 18, 19. For today we've used our latte art blend of it's a bit of old coffee that we can't really drink anymore because the main purpose of this is to create latte art on it. So yeah, I'd say the main thing is to have coffee that creates a nice crema.
And does it matter what kind of coffee you're using?
No, not really.
Okay, thank you for asking. Who's going to drink all those cappuccinos? I'm afraid that I'm going to have to drink them because this was my idea. And with a question from David, could you show how to pour nice latte art in paper cups? Absolutely, David. We'll whip up some paper cups in a minute. Let us first get on to like the next tip, and then we're going to show you that.
All right.
If that's okay. But thank you for that's grinding coffee. That's a great question. And Kees, that's also to answer your question. That's why we generally use, when we practice latte art, we use old coffee because it takes a lot of practice, and it would be a shame to like use some fresh coffee for that. All right, Bram, there we go.
All right.
Right. So, Bram, next, where do you where do you position your picture? Is that important?
My picture? Yes, it's very important actually. I'll show you guys in a bit. What I see a lot of people doing in the beginning of latte art, me too, is that they position the picture too far to the edge of the cup.
Can you show that right now, just without milk?
Sure. Like, people think that you have to start over here, like all the way at the edge, to be able to create a base, and then you go up and you create like a beautiful picture. But the flow of the milk will actually go against the cup and move another way, and you don't want that to happen. So what's best for latte art is to start in the middle of the cup. It's tilted sideways. This would be the middle, and this would be where you start. And because the milk flows out, it will go to the bottom, and then you have a steady image in the cup.
So never further than the middle. Is that a sort of a rough guideline?
Yeah, I'd say that's a rough guideline of latte art.
Okay, cool. So next, I think you seem to pour pretty careful. Do you have any? The speed important?
Yeah, it's very important. If you pour too fast, the milk will go out a lot faster, and it will bump into the sides or move in ways you can't control it. But also, if you move too carefully, you will just pour out milk of your pitcher instead of milk and foam.
Could you show that, like pouring into the other pitcher, like what speeds mean?
So
what would be too fast?
This would be too fast. you wouldn't be able to create anything.
All right, and what's too slow?
Too slow would be around this, so it will just barely fall out. If I had to pour this into a cup, nothing would appear, and the milk would separate inside my pitcher even, and in the end I would just have like a layer of foam and no liquid to pour with. Okay. So you gotta find like a perfect middle ground. I can maybe show you guys. It's I'd say it's around this.
So nice and steady stream.
Yes, that's what you want to go for.
Cool. Did you show that just making like in between we have views from Pedro Eyes, cool handle. It's asking what kind of jugs are we using?
What kind of jugs? I've got a few different jugs here actually. When I was competing, I had to pick out different jugs, and I got a load of them. I've got one from Barista Hustle here, which I like a lot.
Why do you like it?
I learned my latte art on here. I was just really familiar with it. I would recommend picking one pitcher that you like and learning it on there, because every pitcher is slightly different. You can see that these pitchers here have different spouts. Is it visible like this?
Yeah.
They're used for different kind of pours. And with the most patterns, I like to go for the Barista Hustle pitcher.
Okay, so that's a cool basic thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Could you show us like two pours, one a little bit faster and one a little bit slower?
Yeah, we'll do. And also, what's important is to don't wait too long before you pour the milk.
Oh, sorry.
The milk might have separated a little bit, but I'll go too fast with this one. I want to create something, but it's going all over the place, and yeah, you can see it's like a big cloud. It's hard to make something happen when you pour too fast. And now we go too slow. And you can see like there's just liquid coming out. It's not, I can go close, but yeah. And there's foam left in the pitcher.
Okay. Great explanation. Thank you. Do you want so what is important when looking for a pitcher? So if you're starting out, is there like pitchers you don't recommend?
Well, the main thing that you want to look for in a pitcher is that it's the sides are straight. So I know Motta has a wider bottom. I don't know if we have one here, but
maybe we do.
Yeah, like this.
Oh, great. You have so many stuff here. So much stuff.
This is a Motta, and yeah, you can see the bottom side is a bit bigger. It's nice for steaming, but for pouring, if you want to pour, there's like this gulp in it. Yeah.
So what happens?
I've noticed that the foam kind of gets stuck behind. You're just pouring a lot of liquid first. It's yeah.
So you need to pour faster to compensate.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And the other ones, like if you want to go for really complicated things, are there
complicated things? Usually you do those in a bigger cup with a bigger surface. So I'd go for like a slightly bigger jug. But yeah, main component is that you need to have a nice spout, and it has to be sort of straight. A lot of pictures are the handle is not straight from the spout. And that will make all your pours go to one direction when you think you're straight, which is really annoying.
A lot of starters have that their coffee is drifting. So okay, great. Do you wanna show us some takeaway cups now?
Yeah, I'll go right ahead and pull some shots.
Cool. Thanks for the questions so far, guys. To get back to you, David. Sorry, Phil, CFM. Grinding. That's fine. Like we use double shots. We do like split shots where we have a single shot in these cups. So, like Bram said, we're using 19 grams into 2 cups. So, the split shots. I don't know if that answers your question, but. Right, so why is it hard to pour in paper cups?
It's hard to pour in paper cups because they're tall, and when they're tall it takes longer for you to reach the surface of the coffee. Because if the espresso is all the way here in the bottom, there's no way I'm going to get my pitcher in without all my milk pouring out. I have to go like this, and I'm not even halfway. So you have to pour in a lot of milk already, and then yeah, it's almost full, and you get like a small window of time to make something happen, and then there you go. So yeah, I'd say because it's tall, it's harder to pour with it.
So what's your
what you can do is angle the cup even more sideways to be able to get closer. Because if I'm like this, the espresso can run all the way up here, and I can get sort of close with it. So yeah, angle the cup very sideways, and then you can sort of make this movement, and that will help you a bit with creating latte art in taller cups.
Cool. But like you're going to show us now, right?
Yeah, of course.
And these days, because of the whole COVID-19 situation, we're only pouring in takeaway cups. So have you gotten better at it over the last couple of weeks?
A bit. I usually just stick to hearts because I can pull those off all right in takeaway cups and rosettas. But generally it's really hard to make very beautiful art in takeaway cups because of the lack of space.
All right, so you probably cool if you first show us a heart.
Yeah, and then I can show you guys a rosetta maybe.
Ooh,
exciting!
If anyone wants to see something else, please let us know, because I think Bram can do most things and he's good at improvising. So.
So I'll show you guys the heart first. Yeah, just start to fill it up, holding it really sideways, and then getting close to the surface, filling it up like this.
Oh, that looks pretty good. Right, and now something more complicated like Rosetta.
If I can pull it off.
Oh, a swan.
A swan.
Views from Peter Eyes wants to see a swan.
Oh shit.
Thank you for challenging him.
This milk is a bit thin though, so here come my excuses. Swan is really hard in takeaway cups. I haven't often done it. Oh. Yeah. Sorry guys, milk is a bit too thin. Yeah. It's the basics of the swan. Yeah, everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah, like I'll have a talk with him later. Paolo, thank you for saying that you hate pour-overs. You apparently, yeah, like I don't like pouring and takeaway cups either, but like you get better. Mr. Hugo Lopez wants to see a slow Zeta. Thank you. We'll do that like in a second. I think if we make another round of coffee, I want to talk a little bit about tilting.
Yeah.
That's okay. Because there's two types of tilting. There's one with the cup and one with the pitcher, and Bram is gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
After he's ground some coffee and we make some noise. And he's killing the bar as well, so you know. And Ame Achthoven wants to see oat. So we can definitely do that. We have some oat laying around. Yeah. So tilting. Well, talk to us about tilting.
Tilting, yes. So, first of all, it's very important to make milk come out. You have to tilt your pitcher, but what also helps is tilting your cup. Because if you tilt your cup slightly sideways, you can get closer to the crema. I mean, if I have it straight, I have to tilt my pitcher like this before anything comes out. But if I have my cup sideways angled like this, I can get closer to the crema. So, what you see a lot of people do when they pour latte is tilt the cup slightly sideways to get closer, and then it's basically this movement that you do.
Alright, cool. I bet you're going to show that.
Yeah, of course.
And you guys can't see it, but I'm having a cappuccino now, so I'm drinking one of them.
Only 6 more to go, yeah?
Hey, day's not over yet. And Paolo wants to see a swan with oat milk. Right?
Oat milk. You guys giving me some challenges.
Yeah, I love it. All right, so could you show a little bit with like tilting, like the same figure with tilting and no tilting?
Yep. Should I just do a heart?
Whatever you want.
Whatever I want. All right.
I would even say that like the swan, like the heart is the easiest without tilting.
Yeah, it is. Actually.
So maybe like a tulip.
A tulip. Yeah, I can do it. A tulip is basically a few hearts stacked on top of each other. It's just knowing when to stop. So I already have my cup angled, so you can see it's already closer to the surface or to the edge of the cup. I'll fill it up slightly, and I can already start in the middle of the cup. And there we go. Hope you guys could see the angle there, but
we could see, yeah.
All right, nice.
Yeah, Phil, oat milk is a little higher, it's a little harder, but we're going to talk about that in a second. There are some small tricks to make it a little bit easier. So Bob, now with like no tilting, same figure.
Oh yeah, it's going to go against my code.
I know.
Yeah, I have to fill it up way more to get close. It's a bit harder. I can still make it work.
Yeah, so Bram cheated a little bit by filling it all the way up.
Yeah.
If you start at the same point with no tilting, it like the milk falls through the crema.
Yeah, just instinct.
Yeah, I know. It's like once you like know something, it's really hard like to not do it. All right, let's do a round with oat milk.
Yeah. Oh.
So while Bram grinds the coffee, we get a lot of questions like which alternative milk. Ame Achthoven has a question. Why do you split the warm steamed milk in a cold latte cup? We don't do that, I think. Ame, we split the milk in a cold pitcher, right? Well.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, in a hot pitcher.
In a hot pitcher. Well, that's more force of habit. That's because I don't want the milk to cool down too much. Because during service, when I split the milk, I want to serve out both portions at the same temperature. And if I have a cold pitcher, the milk will cool off. If you're just doing it for practicing latte art and not serving it out, you can just do it in a cold pitcher. But if you're doing it during service, I'd recommend doing a little steam into the pitcher to heat it up.
Okay. Now, considering alternative milks, oat is one of the alternative milks that we're using. Bram, do you have a favorite? Like?
Yeah, I'd say oat.
Oat?
Oat's one of my favorites.
And then brand-wise, just Oatly or?
I don't really know many others. We have worked with Daito for a bit, which I like, but the consistency is really thick.
Wait, which one?
Daito. It's I think it's a Swedish brand of oat.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, mainly oats. I quite like it.
Can you make good with soy milk?
I noticed that soy separates really fast, so you can make some nice latte art with it, but it's really difficult. And I just prefer oat with latte art alternatives.
Oh, Lila has 2 questions. First one is, what's the reason behind slightly shaking the milk in a round motion?
Oh, the waltzing.
Waltzing, yeah.
Yes. I do that to mix up the milk and the foam, because as soon as I'm done steaming, you'll have like milk and foam sort of together. But once I do nothing, it will create separate layers of foam and liquid milk. And to make latte art, I need them to be mixed together. So I'll just waltz it around, and that will make sure it has the same consistency.
Cool. And she has another question, and you tap it on the counter. Why do you tap it?
Oh yes, the famous tapping. I do that because during steaming, I introduce air into the milk. And what happens sometimes is I get some big bubbles. And if I pour those big bubbles, you will see them in the latte art. So I usually give it a few taps like this, and I'll just slam out the bubbles of the milk.
Yeah, cool. Let's see, we have some, like everyone's asking questions. I love this. Hugo wants to know how the pea milk is.
The pea milk? Sprout?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I think it pours even a bit better than oat milk, as far as I've noticed. I haven't poured much with it, but yeah, it's sort of the same. It's quite nice. You can make some nice patterns with it.
Cool. Okay. And Ame wants to know what your favorite coffee is.
My favorite coffee?
It's kind of a broad question.
My favorite coffee? I had from a coffee roaster in Amsterdam, Rumbaba, as an anaerobic Costa Rica. I think it just ran out though, but that was all-time favorite for me.
Cool. Why? What's it taste like?
In Dutch pepernoten or spices.
Spice nuts?
No,
spice nuts.
There's no English word for pepernoten.
Yeah, if English viewers, if you come to the Netherlands ever, you got to try kruidnoot or pepernoten because they're the best.
Tastes a bit like that. It's
cool.
Very cinnamony. I like it.
Cool. Okay.
And what I've done now is I've waited a bit before pouring with oat milk.
Yeah.
Because someone told me that it actually helps with getting a nice consistency in the oat milk. So that's a little trick. How I would do that during service is steam the oat milk first and then make the coffee. And then you can just pour straight when the coffee is done.
Would you say that for home as well?
Yeah, whatever you want. You can do it like that, or you can just leave it for like a few seconds and then start pouring.
Cool. Okay. So Pedro really wants to see a swan with oat milk. So let's first do a more simple trick with oat milk. So have you done like the same thing with oat milk up until now?
I've pretty much done the same thing. I'll just left it on the counter a bit longer before pouring. Let's see. With oat milk, just do a tulip.
Yeah, sounds good.
So I'll tilt the cup again. Same principle. And you see oat milk creates a bit more thick layers. It spills out of the pitcher way faster, so that makes it sort of difficult to control. which also makes it really difficult to pour swans, but I'm gonna try.
Peter, we're gonna try, and thank you for making him practice this. Peter also wanted to do this in the takeaway cup, but I don't want to harm Bram that. Like, I need him to be happy this afternoon.
Is that pouring?
Boom!
It's sort of a swan.
It's even prettier than the other one.
Yeah.
Right. Views from Peter Wise also asked, how do you like splitting? Did you get into the foam consistency between the first and the second cup?
What I try to do usually is get the same amount of foam in each cup, and how I do it is usually pouring 2/3 of it in my other pitcher and then 1/3 back. That's sort of the rule of thumb that I hold to, but you can just look in your pitchers and see what the consistency is, if it's sort of the same, and then get the same amount of foam everywhere.
Cool. And David was considering milk waste. If you make one cappuccino, do you use a smaller pitcher?
Yes. I had in the bar we have a small Motta pitcher, which we like to foam with. I don't know if we have it here.
I think so.
It's sort of big. Yeah, like one size smaller than this one, and you can actually steam for just a singular cappuccino. It's a bit harder because you have less time before the milk heats up to a proper temperature. It's a bit harder to control, but once you get it down, it's actually way nicer for the milk waste.
Yeah, cool. Could you do you know which the sizes, because it's hard to guess these sizes. What's small and what's medium in terms of mils or?
Yeah, good question actually. Small one. This is you can steam for 2 cappuccinos in here, and that's about a 300 ml cup pitcher. So if there's one size smaller, I would go for that for a single one. I usually keep to this, and 300 ml pitchers for 2 cappuccinos and to pour 1 cappuccino with. And if you want to go for larger cups, like big latte cups, I usually go for a slightly bigger pitcher of 600 mLs.
600. Okay. Yeah. Okay, amazing. I think that was all the questions. Bram, do you? What are tips that you have? If you want to get better, so you bought a pitcher, then what do you do?
Practice a lot. It's what you have to keep in mind is that it's something you have to keep doing to get better at it, and you have to stay, you have to keep doing it. If I don't pour for 2 weeks, I have to sort of learn my patterns again. What you also gotta remember is what's very important if you want to start out, and what really will help you in the future is to pour in a way to make everything straight. So you can just start pouring everywhere, but if you want to maybe compete or want to show a proper beautiful latte in your cafe, you want to keep in mind the position of the cup, so that the latte are just properly shown. As you can see, it's all with the handle to the side. So keep some in mind like that, and
okay.
It's just practice.
Yeah.
You sort of make your own routine slowly over time, which you feel comfortable with and you can pour with.
Is there the English volgorde? Is there? Yeah, thank you. Is there an order in which the patterns, which pattern should you start with, and which pattern should you absolutely not start with?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say just start out with a heart, because the heart is you can make a real simple heart, but you can also make a solid heart, which is actually really difficult to do. And the heart is the start of most patterns. And as soon as you've done the heart, you can master the tulip, which is basically multiple hearts. And once you've done the tulip, you can go over to maybe Rosetta. And once you can do Rosettas, tulips, and hearts, you can basically make any pattern there is.
Cool. Okay. Is there a pattern that you like? What's your favorite pattern from the last like couple of like things that you've practiced that you're proud of?
What I've really mastered is the seahorse, which I like a lot, and also the octopus.
You're gonna make that right now, aren't you?
I can. If
Yes.
you want.
Please.
Let me just get my cups for that though.
Oh.
I didn't see
Yeah, like you need a proper cup. So yeah, he's gonna get some cups. And in the meanwhile, I'm just gonna clean up for Bram a little bit. Thank you guys for watching so far. If you have any more questions, please let us know. The reason Bram is getting his cups is that he's getting a big cup. In competitions, you have very big, broad cups with lots of surface area to paint on. So this is like a standard Bocca Latte art cup. It's 240 mLs, but like competition cup to show you the difference is it's bigger and it has like a lot bigger surface area. So Bram, take it away.
Exciting.
Hi Aap, that was me joining in for a second.
So I hope I can pull it off correctly because I haven't done it in a while.
You're even weighing your milk. That's professional.
Yeah. I found that when I was practicing for my routine to weigh my milk so I can exactly know how to steam it, how to pour it, and make everything a certain routine. Yeah, it really helps if you want to make more complex patterns.
Cool. Thank you very much for the compliment, Pedro. You're awesome for liking us, so thank you, and for the questions. And Walter as well. Thanks for the great feedback.
You need to get my picture as well.
Now, man, make it with this. You can do that. Make it with this picture. Bro, like Aap wants to know if the spout of the pitcher is important in latte art, and in which way?
Well, it is important, but not very important for starting out. What I will do now actually is I noticed that fine lines are better with a pitcher with a small spout, so I'll pour it into this one. But if you want to start out making hearts, slozettas, rosettas, swans, just look for a pitcher that's sort of straight, and that's pretty much it. What you have to look out for.
Great tip. All right. Now let's see that seahorse.
Oh, I hope I can do it. So once again, I just fill up the cup to a certain degree. Start with the fin. Then I go for a rosetta. Uh-oh. What I'll do now is I'll pour some out to create something that we call dry foam. And with that I can sort of draw.
Oh, can't see.
On the milk.
Oh, wow.
Ooh. And create some bubbles. It's not my best one, but you can sort of see a seahorse in this. I wasn't prepared for this, but...
No, you did great. If someone wants to see more latte art from Bram, you just have to come by the shop. I've seen him do a seahorse in a takeaway cup, so if you challenge him, he'll try that as well. Next week. And when hopefully the situation goes a little bit away, we can do a little bit more. Mike, thank you for... yes, we'd love to have you as well. Thank you very much for ordering our coffee. We're glad to serve all of you. So thank you very much, Bram.
Yeah, no problem.
Final thoughts?
Keep practicing.
Keep practicing. Yeah, have fun. I would say the same. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope everyone's safe. And if you have some more questions about latte art, don't hesitate to ask us. And see you guys.
Ciao, guys.